Hi, my name is Tonyea Mead. I'm currently the Science Education Associate at the Department of Education, where I oversee professional development and curriculum. I have many hobbies, including gardening, raising orchids, reading, rescuing wild animals, skydiving, and flying airplanes with my husband. My love for flying started when I was little. My parents would take my brother and I to the local airport for dinner, and we would watch small planes take off and land. I told my parents that one day I would own my own airplane. I married my husband, who was raised on a large grape farm in western New York. His father owned his own airplane and traveled for business using his plane. They had an airstrip on their farm. Since my husband was around airplanes growing up, he got his own private airplane license and I became his co-pilot. This is our first airplane. It was a 1946 Air Coupe. It has a low wing and was produced from 1940 to 1969. So it is a vintage airplane. It has 2 seats and an open cockpit, meaning you can open the top like a convertible. It flies at a maximum speed of 96 knots or 110 miles an hour. It's not a very fast plane, nor does it have all the fancy instruments of a new plane. It's for flying around locally and sightseeing. However, we did go to Florida a few times with this plane. The scary part, you can only take 1 pair of underwear and your toothbrush. There's not much room for luggage. Our next airplane was much bigger. It had 4 seats, so now we could take more luggage and our dog. Our dog's name was Urko, named after the airplane, and he loved to fly. The plane is called a 1950 Cessna 170 tail dragger. Again, this is another vintage airplane. Notice the wings are different than the Air Coupe. Also notice the wheels. There are 2 wheels in the front and 1 all the way in the back. It looks like the tail is dragging. This plane flies at 110 to 115 knots, or around 126 miles per hour. It's a little faster because it has a bigger engine and it's more streamlined. Planes come in different sizes and are built differently based on their needs. Some are designed to do stunts, to fly quickly and quietly without being noticed. Some are built to carry passengers, and some are built to carry tanks and army trucks, just like you see at the bottom right-hand corner. That is a C-5 plane that you would see at Dover Air Force Base. If you look at the picture at the bottom left, the person on the top of the plane is not a pilot, but a wing walker, a huge attraction in the 1920s and 30s during air shows. For over 2,000 years, humans dreamed of flying like a bird. Balloons and kites were the earliest form of flight. The Wright brothers achieved the first sustained and controlled airplane flight in 1903. The pictures at the top right and the bottom right show the Wright brothers and their plane. Here's the basic parts of an airplane. The cockpit, where the pilot and the co-pilot sit. The fuselage, where passengers sit. 2 wings. Engines, the propeller. The vertical stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer, and there are wheels. Have you ever wondered how airplanes get off the ground? Thanks to this man, Daniel Bernoulli, he founded the Bernoulli principle. It's all about the lift. If I blow fast moving air into the top on this piece of paper, it creates a low pressure or space on top of the paper, which forces the air pressure air on the bottom of the paper up to create lift. Here is a side section of a wing. You can see that the wing is not straight. The top of the wing is more curved than the bottom of the wing. If you look at the diagram, it shows how air flows faster across the top of the wing and slower at the bottom of the wing. Higher pressure moves to lower pressure to create lift. Here's another example to show how lift works. Make a wing and a tail out of paper. Insert a straw into the center of the paper and place a piece of string through the straw. Fasten the string to something tall, and at the other end of the string needs to be under a board or something heavy. Turn on an air dryer to cool and hold the hair dryer just above the wing to get lift. Now it's your turn to go and make your own paper airplane. Think about these questions when designing. Roger that, says Urko.